Hey everyone, I'm here with Kyle, Captain Canada at Flight Sim Expo. Kyle, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
What do you think of the expo so far?
Absolutely amazing. I don't know if I've ever had such an amazing experience. To be honest, it's really really cool.
Actually, just wanted you to go through perhaps your channel name and of course what your local airport is.
Yeah, of course. So channel name Captain Canada on YouTube, and my home airport is Ottawa, Ontario. CYOW.
Awesome. And I mean, you've been to a lot of Flight Sim Expos in the past, of course, and now we're here, in Houston where we've got this beautiful museum. What's your favorite one? And I guess, what do you think of what's going on here, right?
Yeah, I find it's so tough. My first one was in 2017. I think my favorite up until then was 2018 in Orlando, but I think this is just it takes the cake. The environment, having the whole post-COVID and having everybody here again and being able to just experience it. There's nothing like this. If you're a flight sim enthusiast like all of us, there's just nothing that can replicate the feeling. It's just truly amazing.
No, absolutely. It's great having all the planes around here too. It's just, I don't think it gets better than this.
Immersive. It's immersive. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
What got you into doing Flight Sim in the first place?
Started when I was really young, had no clue what I was doing. I used to sit on my grandfather's lap and he would let me fly, pretend to do circuits, if you will. And that's how it really started, my passion. Kind of lost my way with it throughout high schools. Again, I didn't have any friends that did it. I didn't have any, it's just my grandfather. So I'd do it when I'd hang out with him. But as far as friends and stuff like that, so when I found the whole community, the whole live streaming, Twitch, YouTube, used to watch a lot of Jeff Favignano videos and stuff. And I said, you know what? There's so many like-minded people like me. I just have to find them, right? So that's really what got me into it.
Okay, I think you kind of led into this a little bit in the previous answer, but do you have any aspirations to be a real pilot or do you have flight experience in the past?
Yeah, so interesting question. I'm one of those odd people that doesn't really want to become a pilot. I'm very, very happy with what I've built on YouTube and being able to flight sim and starting a family and buying property and with my fiance and stuff like that. So it allows me to be home and allows me to a little bit more versatility than starting out to be a pilot and on the road and doing this. But I've always kind of had an aspiration to maybe get my private pilot's license or something like that. So that's probably the route I would go. I don't know if I'd ever want to go commercial, but definitely would like to get like a PPL at some point.
So there's some desire there, but not quite, right?
Absolutely. I have friends. I actually have a friend that's here and he owns an airplane and he takes me up all the time. And every time we do it, I just fall in love with it almost over and over and over. The feeling it gives you, from everything we've learned on, the sim side to translate it into real life. It's so cool to see it happen, talking with ATC, doing that type of stuff. So yes, there are definitely aspirations for it to happen.
There's cool stuff that you can do, right?
Absolutely.
You kind of talked about it before a little bit, but what got you into like the slow-paced, methodical type style of play of flight sim versus a faster-paced genre of game such as an FPS, for example?
It's a great question. I don't know if I could pinpoint it exactly what brought me to it, but I think you nailed it. I think it was just that slower aspect and just being able to kind of chill and learn at your own pace, if you will. Whereas, the shooters can be like, you got to be good and you have to be good
very
right
fast,
from the get-go. Yeah. Where I find flight simulation, it's, the way the community is now, we're always learning. We're all learning. Even today, as somebody with, thousands of hours in the sim, I still learn week by week with my chat. And I think that was the big thing, was just that it was just so chill. It was just so mellow. It matches my lifestyle and kind of how I live my life, nice and slow and calm and, not too exuberant and partying and all that stuff. So I find it suits me pretty well.
You definitely give off a very calm vibe on stream. Like if you were my captain on a real flight, I'd be like, this is nice. I like listening to this guy.
Very calm. Yes, indeed. Very calm.
Does chat ever talk about it at all? Or what's their favorite thing? What's the most common thing you see in chat come through?
I'd say the most common thing is probably just, is our excitement for what's coming. I think, with the release of Microsoft a couple years ago and all the third-party content and stuff that Thrustmaster puts out, joystick, yokes, throttles, rudder pedals. I've never seen the community just so electric. I think that's the perfect word. It's electric. Everybody is incredibly excited and they're, what a time to be in the community. I think it's, if you're on the fence with it or you have a slight interest, I always tell people, get involved, man. You can pick up a joystick for $100. You don't have to have everything. Start small. start and just get into it and just really enjoy it. That's all it is.
And I guess off of that, what's it like being a flight sim streamer, for example, and what engaging with chat in particular?
Like I said, I grew up kind of always having this interest, but like not really sure how to. Didn't have friends, really, not really any family members. Only one family member. It was kind of like that thing where I think just the excitement. Everybody's just always excited. We're always looking for the next third-party content and stuff like that. Being a streamer, when I first started my channel, I really started just because I was looking for friends. I was looking for people who shared a similar
common interest.
Exactly. And then it kind of just, pun intended, took off, right? and everybody was, like you mentioned, I always try and just have just a nice chill chat, welcoming, let everybody come in and, know that everybody's at different levels of skill and you don't have to be the best pilot though, for the first time, and just enjoy it. If you want to fly upside down, you fly upside down. You want to land on the water, land on the water. You want to land on the grass, land on the grass. It's a flight sim where it's all it is.
Do you have high expectations of yourself though when you're on stream in terms of landings, things like that?
I used to get really nervous. To be totally candid with you, I used to get really nervous, and then I kind of realized, like we're in a sim. This isn't real life. I don't have 160 real passengers that I'm worrying about comfort and that type of stuff, right? I'm just here to have fun. And you know what? If we have a bad landing, I'll get razzed by chat for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and it's all in good fun. Now I do practice. I do try to offer that experience of realism and professional, but also never really, leaving the let's have fun is the main thing.
What's your current favorite module to use and what's so great about it?
Tough question. Again, I think my favorite right now is probably going to be two airplanes. We got the PMDG 737, the Phoenix A320. I think, in my opinion, those are just, they've offered, I guess, what maybe other simulators or other third-party add-ons haven't been able to offer before. Really immersive and just overall a great module to kind of like learn on. You have a lot of options. You can kind of set up the airplane to be in a cold and dark state or taxi or ready to go. And so it kind of offers every skill level, right? And I know a lot of people, when they get into the simulator, they go, okay, can I fly the biggest plane? And I always tell people, we got to start with the small. Once you understand the concepts, then
you go to the bigger ones.
But I think with modules like that, where you can have things ready to go, it kind of allows for anybody to jump in, right? You may not know what you're doing, but you can press one button and the airplane's fully set up for you, and you can go and fly it, and that's how you really learn, is flying the airplane, right?
To actually be airborne.
Exactly.
So in terms of the next year of Flight Sim, is there anything that you're really looking forward to?
Oh, the third-party content is just going to be off the wall. Some top ones that personally I'm looking forward to, we got the Synaptic A220, which is going to be a freeware for Microsoft. I think it's just going to blow everybody away. They've done a couple previews of it, and my goodness, it just looks absolutely incredible. We've got TFDI, the MD-11, that's going to be absolutely fantastic as well. We've got, I go for 20 minutes.
You got a lot.
So many. But I think those are probably my two, probably the A220, PMDG 777, PMDG 747, TFDI, MD-11. I'm probably missing a bunch, but I could go on. There's so many.
Okay, so that leads into my final question here. So if you were able to be in the cockpit of a real flight on a real plane, one, which plane would you choose? And two, which flight path and why?
That is, all right. So coming down here to Houston, I was on an A220. I've been able to fly on the A220, thankfully Air Canada. We live in Canada, so we get to fly on the A220 a lot. The A220 right now has my heart. Just even watching what the Synaptic guys are bringing over in their A220, the systems, the way that I feel like it's designed for pilots. It's ease of use and everything, just functionality looks incredible. As far as routing, well, I have a specific route that I always do. Whenever I get a new airplane, whenever I'm trying to learn something, new scenery, I always fly this Ottawa to Toronto or Toronto to Ottawa. It's my test sector. It's my
very short flight
level. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You get up to cruise 30,000 feet, hang out for 15, 20 minutes, and then you start your descent again. So it's the perfect little test sector. It's the, if I haven't flown an airplane in a month or two, I always kind of go back to that route because allows me to do takeoff, hand flight up till 10,000.
It's like a warm up, right?
Exactly. Autopilot on and then start your descent again. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us here at CptCanada at Flight Sim Expo. I hope you have a great time for the rest of the show.
thanks so much, Tom. Appreciate you.
Bring it back.